14 Hard Truths Every INFJ Must Know. Prepare to be shaken. INFJ, have you ever felt like you're seeing the world through a different lens than everyone around you? Do you ever wonder why life can seem so deeply complex, yet simultaneously simple in its truths? It's not easy being an INFJ, but understanding these hard truths can bring clarity, growth, and peace. As an INFJ, you likely experience the world differently than most people. You're deeply intuitive, constantly seeking meaning, and driven by a desire to help others. But life as an INFJ isn't always easy. There are certain hard truths that, once acknowledged, can help you navigate life with greater ease and understanding. These truths aren't always pleasant, but they are essential for your growth and fulfillment. Whether you're looking for more peace, clarity, or direction, these truths will help you make sense of your experiences and empower you to live authentically. Let's dive in. 1. You will never be truly understood by most people. As an INFJ, you often feel like you're a puzzle that no one quite knows how to solve. You may try to explain yourself to others, only to be met with confusion or a blank stare. This can lead to feelings of isolation and frustration, especially when you're trying to share your innermost thoughts and emotions with someone you care about. INFJs are often misunderstood because they are so complex and emotionally deep. Your thoughts are not linear, and you can see connections and patterns that others might miss. Your rich inner world doesn't always align with the external world's expectations or understanding. This can leave you feeling isolated, even in relationships with people you care about. Embrace the fact that not everyone will understand you. Focus on finding a few close people who genuinely appreciate your uniqueness and who make the effort to listen. Use your energy wisely, don't feel the need to explain yourself to everyone. It's important to accept that being misunderstood is a part of your journey, and that's okay. 2. Your sensitivity is both your superpower and your weakness. You've probably experienced moments where your heightened sensitivity has made you feel overwhelmed, perhaps by someone else's emotions or by an environment that's too chaotic. But that sensitivity also allows you to empathize deeply with others, and it gives you the ability to connect in meaningful ways that many people cannot. As an INFJ, your sensitivity is rooted in your empathy and intuition. While this is an incredible gift, it can also be draining if not managed properly. You feel things intensely, which can sometimes cause you to take on the emotional weight of others. If you're not careful, you may become emotionally exhausted. Learn to create emotional boundaries to protect yourself from being overwhelmed by others' emotions. It's okay to care deeply, but it's also important to know when to step back and recharge. Practice mindfulness and grounding techniques to help you stay centered when things get too intense. Take regular breaks to connect with your own emotions rather than being consumed by those around you. 3. You can't save everyone, and that's okay. You have a deep desire to help others, but there are times when your efforts will not yield the results you hope for. You might try to fix someone's problems, offer them advice, or even sacrifice your own needs for theirs, but sometimes, despite your best intentions, it's simply not enough. This can be heartbreaking, especially when you truly care about someone's well-being. INFJs have a natural inclination to heal and help others. This drive stems from their sense of purpose and the belief that they can make the world a better place. However, this desire can lead to frustration and burnout when others don't take your advice or change their behavior. It's important to recognize that you can only help those who are ready to help themselves. Understand that you can't control other people's lives or their choices. Accept that some people will not change, no matter how much you care about them. Instead of focusing on saving others, shift your energy towards those who are open to your help and those who share your growth mindset. It's okay to let go of the burden of responsibility for others' happiness. 4. Your alone time is crucial for your well-being. You're an introvert at your core. While you care deeply about others and enjoy meaningful interactions, you recharge best when you're alone. If you don't make time for yourself to reflect, read, or just be in solitude, you'll start feeling drained, overwhelmed, and disconnected from your true self. INFJs require periods of solitude to recharge their mental and emotional energy. Without this time, your mind can become clouded, and your emotional balance can become compromised. Spending time alone allows you to connect with your inner world, reflect on your experiences, and gain clarity. Schedule regular alone time into your life. Even if it's just for 30 minutes each day, make sure you're setting aside time to be by yourself. Use this time to reflect, meditate, or engage in activities that nourish your soul. Protect your alone time fiercely, it's essential for your well-being. 5. Not everyone will appreciate your depth. You have a profound way of looking at the world, and you crave deep conversations that explore the mysteries of life. But not everyone shares your need for depth, and you may find that superficial conversations leave you feeling unfulfilled. You might feel disappointed when others don't see things the way you do, or when you're met with judgment for your introspective nature. INFJs often seek meaningful connections and value depth in their interactions. This can make you feel alienated in environments where small talk is the norm. People who don't appreciate your depth may dismiss you as too intense or introspective, which can lead to feelings of loneliness. Surround yourself with people who share your desire for depth. Seek out like-minded individuals who appreciate your insights and who will engage in conversations that stimulate your intellect and emotions. Don't feel the need to force connections with people who aren't aligned with your values or who can't appreciate your depth. It's better to have a few genuine, deep connections than a lot of shallow ones. 6. You can't control other people's perceptions of you. You may have spent a lot of time and energy worrying about how others perceive you, whether it's in your career, friendships, or romantic relationships. But the truth is, no matter how hard you try to be understood, there will always be people who misinterpret you or form inaccurate opinions. INFJs tend to internalize the opinions of others because they deeply value meaningful connections and acceptance. However, when you constantly worry about how others see you, it can prevent you from being authentic and living your truth. You cannot control what others think, only how you respond to it. Let go of the need for external validation. Focus on being true to yourself and trusting your own perception of who you are. Embrace the idea that the right people will see you for who you truly are, and those who misunderstand you aren't worth your emotional energy. Practice self-compassion and remind yourself that your worth is not determined by others' opinions. 7. People will often disappoint you. As an INFJ, you have high expectations for the people you care about. You believe in the best in others and often give them the benefit of the doubt. But time and time again, you may find yourself disappointed when others don't meet your expectations or let you down. INFJs have an idealistic view of relationships, and this can make you prone to disappointment when people fail to live up to those ideals. You tend to see the potential in others and expect them to be as deep, caring, and genuine as you are. But not everyone shares the same level of commitment to authenticity and empathy. Adjust your expectations to be more realistic. Understand that people are flawed and imperfect, just like you. Instead of holding others to an ideal, focus on accepting them for who they are. It's important to find a balance between your idealism and the reality of human nature, so that you can protect your emotional well-being. 8. You can't fix the world. You've likely spent a lot of time thinking about the world's problems and how you could make things better. Whether it's fighting for social justice, healing emotional pain, or tackling environmental issues, you often feel the weight of the world on your shoulders. However, it's important to recognize that you can't do it all, and trying to fix everything can be exhausting. As an INFJ, your desire to make the world a better place is rooted in your deep empathy and sense of purpose. However, when you take on too much responsibility for the world's issues, it can lead to burnout and disillusionment. It's important to understand that real change takes time, and it's okay to focus on one area where you can make a difference. Focus on the areas where you can have the most impact, and start small. Whether it's volunteering, educating others, or living in alignment with your values, every positive action contributes to the larger change. Take breaks to recharge, and don't feel that you have to take on the world's problems all at once. 9. You will outgrow some relationships. As you grow and evolve, you may find that certain relationships no longer serve you. People you once felt close to may begin to feel distant, or you may start to realize that you've outgrown certain friendships or even romantic relationships. This can be painful, especially if you've invested a lot of time and energy into those connections. INFJs are on a lifelong journey of self-discovery and growth. As you evolve, your needs and desires will change, and this can lead to the natural dissolution of some relationships. While this can be a difficult and emotional process, it's important to accept that outgrowing relationships is a sign of personal growth, not failure. Embrace the idea that not all relationships are meant to last forever. Let go of those that no longer serve your growth, and make space for new, more aligned connections. It's okay to grieve the loss of these relationships, but trust that it's part of your journey toward becoming the best version of yourself. 10. You will experience loneliness, even when surrounded by people. You've probably been in a room full of people, laughing, chatting, and socializing, yet still felt like an outsider. Even with people around you, the deep longing for connection can linger. You might find that no one truly understands your inner world, and that disconnection often feels more acute than the comfort of being surrounded by others. INFJs are inherently introspective and seek connections that go beyond surface-level interactions. While you may enjoy being around others, you crave authenticity and deep understanding. The struggle is that most people aren't capable of offering this depth of connection, leading you to feel disconnected or isolated, even when physically surrounded by others. Embrace the idea that loneliness is a natural part of your life. Rather than running from it, use it as an opportunity for self-reflection and personal growth. Strengthen the bonds with the people who understand you deeply, even if they're few in number. And most importantly, remember that being alone doesn't mean being lonely. It can be a time to connect more deeply with yourself and your purpose. 11. You will never feel finished or fully satisfied with yourself. As an INFJ, you likely have an ongoing sense of striving, whether it's in your personal growth, your relationships, or your career. You may constantly feel the need to improve, learn, and evolve. This can create a sense of dissatisfaction, as it feels like you're always working on yourself but never fully completing the process. INFJs have an idealistic vision of what they could become, and they hold themselves to very high standards. This desire for continual self-improvement can sometimes lead to frustration and dissatisfaction, as the goalposts always seem to move. It's not that you're failing, it's simply that your inner drive to grow will never allow you to be finished. Accept that the journey of self-discovery and growth is never truly over, and that's okay. Rather than focusing on an unattainable ideal of perfection, celebrate your progress. Allow yourself to be imperfect and embrace the idea that every step you take, no matter how small, is part of the beautiful process of becoming who you're meant to be. Enjoy the process, not just the destination. 12. You can't always protect yourself from emotional pain. As an INFJ, you are highly sensitive and protective of your emotional well-being. You may go out of your way to avoid situations or people that could cause you pain. But no matter how hard you try, there will be times when life throws you challenges that cut deep, whether it's the end of a relationship, betrayal, or the loss of a dream. Your natural inclination to shield yourself from emotional harm comes from a deep desire to protect your vulnerable heart. However, life has a way of confronting us with difficult emotions that we can't always avoid. Emotional pain, while unpleasant, is a necessary part of growth and healing. You'll experience it, but it doesn't have to define you. Instead of avoiding emotional pain, learn how to navigate it when it arises. When you feel hurt, allow yourself the space to process those emotions, don't push them away. Journaling, talking to a trusted friend, or practicing mindfulness can help you move through pain in a healthy way. Over time, you'll realize that emotional pain can be a powerful teacher, helping you build resilience and greater self-awareness. 13. You will struggle with the tension between helping others and taking care of yourself. You often feel torn between your natural desire to help others and your need for personal space and care. You may sacrifice your own well-being to be there for someone in need, whether it's emotionally, physically, or mentally. This can create a sense of burnout or resentment, especially when you feel that others aren't giving you the same level of care in return. As an INFJ, your empathy and desire to help others can sometimes lead to neglecting your own needs. You might put others first because you want to make a difference in their lives. However, if you don't take time to recharge and replenish your emotional energy, you'll find yourself drained and overwhelmed. It's crucial to find balance between self-care and caring for others. Establish clear boundaries that honor your need for both connection and personal space. Learn to say no when necessary, and prioritize your well-being without guilt. Remember, you can only give your best to others when you've taken care of yourself first. Regularly check in with yourself to assess your emotional energy and make adjustments as needed. 14. You will eventually have to let go of certain dreams or expectations. As an INFJ, you likely have grand visions of what your life could be, a perfect relationship, a fulfilling career, or making an impact on the world. But sometimes, life doesn't unfold the way you envisioned. You may find yourself facing the painful reality that certain dreams, people, or outcomes just aren't meant to be. INFJs tend to be idealistic, with high expectations for themselves and others. This can lead to a deep sense of disappointment when reality doesn't align with your vision. The truth is, life doesn't always work out according to plan, and sometimes, you have to adjust your expectations to move forward. Letting go of unfulfilled dreams can be one of the hardest things to do, but it's necessary for emotional peace and growth. Give yourself permission to mourn the loss of these dreams, but don't get stuck in the grief. Acknowledge that life may have a different path for you, one that is equally valuable and fulfilling. Reframe your perspective by looking for new opportunities and goals that align with your evolving self. Sometimes, letting go makes space for even greater possibilities that you hadn't considered. INFJs, life isn't always easy, and the truths we've discussed today may feel heavy at times. But remember, it's through accepting these hard truths that you'll begin to feel more grounded and empowered in your journey. Embrace your uniqueness, honor your emotions, and don't be afraid to evolve. The world needs the depth and authenticity only you can bring. Take a moment to reflect on these truths. What resonates most with you? How can you start applying these insights to live a more fulfilled, authentic life? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more valuable content. You've got this. Your journey is just beginning. Stay safe, and see you in the next one.